Today I'm going to be making a tuna salad sandwich. It's one of my favorite types of sandwiches to make, especially in the summertime when it gets hot outside, because who wants to eat hot food when it's hot outside? So this is going to be some cold food. You don't need any type of stove or hot plates to make it. Now this is going to be a little experimental for me because this is a different kind of tuna than what I'm used to. This is, first of all, it's yellowfin tuna, so I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make. But it's also in olive oil instead of being in water or being one of those like, not dry, but sort of like wet pouch tunas that you can get. So yeah, this is interesting. I've heard good things about tuna in olive oil, that it's more flavorful, and I guess it makes sense, right? Olive oil is going to have more flavor than water. So yeah, let's get to it. Go ahead and throw it inside of this bowl. All right, and I should probably drain off some of this olive oil, so let me go do that. All right, this is a pretty decent looking steak. Now, of course, this, these canned tuna steaks, tuna fillets, they're not going to be as fresh as just buying some tuna from the store and then cooking it yourself, or you could just go and catch a tuna yourself. I think you can still catch tuna over at the fishing guild, so there's that. But I just went ahead and got this one at the old Grand Exchange. So there we go. We got our tuna steak in there. So now we want to add some mayonnaise to it. You can substitute this with ranch dressing if you want. Comes out pretty much the same way if you don't like mayonnaise. And this one's almost done. I'm not going to bother washing off the spoon. All right, I think that should be good for now. I don't like a whole lot of mayonnaise. I try to use like as little mayonnaise as possible. I still think it's a little bit better than using ranch dressing. I don't know, I go back and forth depending on how I'm feeling. All right, so then we're gonna add in a little bit of, oh, actually this is the wrong kind of mustard. Dijon mustard. That's the one we want, not honey mustard. Although you could use regular yellow mustard if you don't have that. So let's add some of our Dijon. All right, now, before we mix this up, let's get some vegetables going. So, gotta have some celery. Go ahead and cut these ends off. Get some more. All right, that should be good enough. Let's go ahead and add this in. All right, and then let's go get some onion. Probably a little bit too much onion. Yeah, this is too much. My breath is going to be smelling crazy if I eat this. I think that's about enough. What do you guys think? That looks to be about enough to me. All right. So we'll move the cutting board off. We're done with that now. Let's focus our camera. All right, so now let's add some spices. Celery seed. This one is another essential one, especially if you're not going to be adding celery to it, because this is what really gives you your crunch. So add some of that in. A little bit of black pepper. And a little bit of paprika. Give it some color. All right, so let's blend this. You can also add relish to it if you want. I didn't have any in the house, so I'm probably just going to maybe put some, not tomatoes, pickles. Probably put some pickles on it once I put this thing on some bread. Look at that. That looks so good. You know what, this is too big for a sandwich, so I'm just going to try a bite, see how this tastes. That's good tuna fish. You can definitely taste there's more flavor to it. Way more flavor than if this was made with tuna and water. All right, let's make some bread, or toast some bread rather. You know, I just noticed that there's still some tuna fish left at the bottom of this can. So let's get all of that out. Don't want to waste food. It's not a good thing to waste food, especially not good food like this. All right, we'll stir that in. All right, one more bite. I don't know if you can hear, but I got my bread in the toaster, so it'll be ready soon. That is still good tuna fish. Alrighty, my toast is done. Got some nice little grill marks on it. Now, let's throw this on the bread. I always like toasted bread for my sandwiches, even when it's a cold sandwich. That's just how I am. Are you guys like that? Do you guys always like your bread toasted? There we go. Squash that together. It's still overflowing. It still doesn't all quite fit on here, but hey, it's good enough. Now let's take a bite of this with the bread. Oh yeah. Now that, my friends, that is a sandwich.